All right, welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to do another deep dive. This one I think is really, really interesting.
Yeah, looking forward to this one.
So we're going to be looking at a YouTube transcript,
Yeah.
and we're going to be deciphering meaning and emotion.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one. So this is from a video simply titled Lost on the YouTube channel Black Math Entertainment. And, you know, what we're going to be trying to do is we're going to try to unpack, the raw emotion and gain some insight into what looks like a really complex dynamic in this relationship that seems to be on the brink.
Yeah, I think what's so interesting about this is that it's not, polished, or it doesn't seem like it's, meant for a large audience.
Right.
It feels like we're getting a direct line into someone's, internal struggles, just a stream of consciousness laid bare.
Yeah, and that's what's so fascinating about it, right? Like you pick up on the immediacy of the language, the repetition, the slang. It just feels like the speaker is really trying to grasp all these intense feelings as they're happening.
No, it's raw. It's real.
Totally raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what stands out to you in this initial flood of words that we see?
Well, I think one of the things that jumps out at me is just the way the speaker jumps between different settings. I have this penthouse, then we're in the basement, then there's a mention of Paces, which, for those of you who don't know, is a pretty affluent area in Atlanta.
Right.
And these contrasting locations, I think, could symbolize different facets of the relationship. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. It's almost like, I don't know, the penthouse is this like representation of aspirations, maybe even a facade of success in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the basement hints at maybe something a little bit darker, hidden, struggling going on.
Yeah, the underbelly.
Yeah. And then you have this, idea of putting someone from the basement to the penthouse.
Right.
So what could that mean? Is that the speaker trying to elevate their partner, give them a better life? What's going on there?
Yeah, I think it's really a compelling interpretation, and I think it really speaks to just the complexity of motivations within a relationship, right? We often try to provide for the people that we love, and we try to lift them up, but sometimes our efforts, they get entangled with our own desires and, our sense of self-worth, so it's a very sticky situation.
Totally. It makes you think about those symbolic locations in our own lives and in our own relationships.
Oh, great.
Is it a physical place? Is it a state of mind? Is it a goal that we're striving for? All of that, I don't know.
Exactly. And, the transcript doesn't explicitly spell this out for us, which is why, I think this deep dive is so interesting, because it really invites us to kind of connect those dots and uncover those deeper layers of meaning.
Yeah, I agree. As we go deeper, we start to see these recurring words: kids, pits, picking fences. What do you make of these?
Well, when I see that, I get this sense of like burden, or maybe even feeling trapped.
Okay.
Like kids, pits, these are all things that, require care, require attention, and often it's within boundaries. And then you have picking fences, which, that could suggest a sense of like constantly needing to mend things or protect things. So I don't know, it just makes me wonder if these recurring motifs point to like some deeper stressors within the relationship, perhaps even a feeling of suffocation for the speaker.
Yeah, that feeling of being overwhelmed is definitely present, especially when the speaker says, my heart is saying stay with it and my brain is saying forget it. Classic, right?
Oh, yeah. A classic dilemma. This is a tale as old as time.
It really is. It's like the emotional tug of war that's always happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this internal conflict highlights, a fascinating sort of psychological tension, right? You have that battle between the amygdala, which, drives those emotional responses.
Right.
And then you have the prefrontal cortex, which is, in charge of the rational thought.
Right.
So it's almost like the speaker is caught between this deep affection that they have for their partner, but then there's also this growing awareness that maybe, things aren't so healthy.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that push and pull in your own life?
Oh gosh. Yeah. I think we all have in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think what's interesting is that, they seem aware of this struggle. They even say making decisions, storing my vision, time to reflect. It's like there's this glimmer of hope there, like they're trying to find their way out.
Right. It speaks to their growth, I think. At least a desire to learn and grow from this experience, which is, very positive, or can be positive.
Yeah. Yeah. And then bam, there's this huge shift where the speaker addresses someone directly, apologizes, declares their love. It's so raw. It feels like, a floodgate just opened.
Yeah. And I think this moment really underscores just how complex love can be. I mean, love isn't always this rational or straightforward thing. It can be messy and contradictory,
Hmm.
full of those, intense highs and the devastating lows. And I think here the speaker seems to be grappling with the reality that, love, even when it's genuine and profound, it might not always be enough to actually salvage a damaged relationship.
Yeah. And the damage is definitely there, especially when they admit to fighting and saying things that they don't mean.
Yeah, that's rough.
Man, it's tough because words have so much power,
Right.
even when spoken, in the heat of the moment.
They can really stick with you, can't they?
They really, really can. It just makes you think about, how important communication is.
Oh, for sure.
Learning to express our feelings, even when there's conflict.
Constructively, for sure. Yeah.
Constructively. It makes all the difference in the world. And then we get to the final lines, and I felt this in my chest. I'm just tired. I don't know where to go from here. How do we grow from here? Maybe we don't.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sorry. The weariness, the uncertainty, it's palpable.
Yeah. And I think it really leaves us pondering all those potential outcomes, right?
Totally.
Will they find a way to mend this relationship? Or is this it? Is this the breaking point, And, the transcript gives us a glimpse into their struggle, but it leaves that resolution open, which, really does mirror the complexity of real life relationships.
Yeah, this has been a roller coaster. It makes you think, if love isn't always enough, what is?
Right.
What are those other essential elements for a thriving relationship? How did two people weather those inevitable storms and actually come out stronger on the other side?
That's the question, isn't it? And I don't think this transcript is meant to give us easy answers, but it serves as a very potent reminder, I think, that relationships, healthy relationships, they require constant effort.
Yeah.
They require open and honest communication and a willingness to, face those challenges together.
So true. I hope this deep dive has given you all something to think about. As you go about your day, think about how you communicate with the people you love. Are you expressing your needs? Are you truly listening to what they have to say? Even amid all the mess and heartache, there's always room to grow.
Always.
Always. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
See ya.